So one of the hottest names out there right now, as we get closer to the March 25th NBA trade deadline, obviously pushed back a little bit because of COVID and this late start to this NBA season, is Kyle Lowry. So for those who don't know, some things have been going on behind the scenes. Reportedly, Kyle Lowry sold his Toronto home. Now, for those who don't know, the Raptors are playing their games in Tampa this year because of COVID. You can't go country to country like that. So the Raptors are in Tampa. Look, Lowry selling his home, I believe he's married. That could mean a multitude of things, right? That we don't know why he sold his home. He's probably about to get a crib next to Drake. I don't know, right? And Drake's got a very nice home, by the way. So, I mean, I don't know why he sold his home, but people are speculating. And then there was a couple reports behind the scenes. I believe Ron Russillo was one of the guys who was like, yo, word on the block is Lowry knows he's about to get traded. Now, Kyle has been adamant in denying that. The Raptors got off to a rough start, but they've gotten better as of late, and they find themselves right in that hunt out east. Now, I don't know where the Raptors look at themselves today. Do they look at themselves as a team that can viably contend? But let's call a spade a spade. I don't think that, but maybe they do, right? If they think they contend and they're one piece away, maybe they go get Andre Drummond. If they don't, maybe they start trading some of these pieces away to save some money and think about the future. You already got Fred VanVleet. It probably doesn't make sense going forward to keep both of these small guards in that backcourt, paying them the type of money that they're paying VanVleet and Lowry. We're talking about over $60-something million for two small guards. Like, yo, because at the end of the day, you still got to go out and get bigger guards to guard guys down the stretch, right? That's kind of like overkill at this point. Fred VanVleet can pretty much do everything Kyle Lowry can. It's just about the leadership role that Lowry brings to the table. He's a Toronto Raptors legend. They're going to probably retire his jersey one day in Toronto as well. So, I get why you would want to hold on to Lowry. It just depends on where the Raptors look at themselves today. Do they think they can contend? Look, I'm just going to say this. LeBron pretty much dominated Toronto by himself a couple years ago. I know VanVleet's got better, and I know Siakam's got better, but damn. Like, y'all lost Mark, y'all lost Ibaka. If y'all couldn't beat them, if y'all couldn't beat that LeBron-led Cleveland team pretty much by himself a couple years ago, you think y'all about to mess around and beat KD, James Harden, and by the way, Kyrie Irving, he lit y'all up a couple years with LeBron in Cleveland as well. So to me, it's like y'all ain't getting past the second round of the playoffs. Y'all not this year. The East is too good at the top. I know some teams have underwhelmed, but the East is too good at the top when guys are focused. So if that is the case, if the Raptors are planning on moving on from Lowry, now the conversation of who would be interested in a guy like Kyle. I think a lot of teams would be. I think Philly would be a team that if they strike out on LaMarcus Aldridge, I think they could potentially be a team that could use a guy like Lowry. He's got Villanova ties in that area. That would be great. I think the Clippers could really need a point guard. We talked about this a little bit on my platform the other day. They could really use a guard. And I think, I'm looking at them down the stretch. As great as Kawhi and PG are, a lot of times, if you can get the Clippers to the fourth quarter, as we've seen in the postseason in the bubble last year, you got a chance. You just got to get them to the fourth quarter, and they crumble down the stretch. They got a couple of ball stoppers, and I just don't know if Patrick Beverley's that dude, man. I don't. The only thing that's stopping this trade, reportedly, according to Sam Amick, and he does a great job, is that money. So for those who don't know, after the Raptors won their championship in 2019, they gave Lowry a 1-year, $30 million extension, essentially. Again, just added a year on his contract, which will be what Lowry will make next year. That deal will be implemented then. And I call it the Chris Bosh contract. After LeBron James left Miami, the Heat gave Chris Bosh a big extension, just some money to say thank you for staying. The Cavs did it with Kevin Love after LeBron left. And I think that the Raptors just, thank you, a show of gratitude. They lost Kawhi Leonard. Let's add one more year to your deal. Well, that year might be a big piece to why Kyle Lowry is not going to get traded. You're talking about bringing in $30 million next year. I mean, come on now. We understand COVID's going to impact the cap somewhat. I mean, we pretty much had no fans in most of these arenas, and no more than like 2,000 in most of these arenas most of the season. So with that being said, I mean, we know the cap is coming backwards. It's not going up. It's not going up right now. And I'm just looking and thinking, what team would want to bring in a guy like Kyle Lowry who could potentially get you over the hump? But I also could see Lowry, if it's in the wrong situation, your team probably wouldn't go any further if you didn't have him. I don't know if Lowry will be traded at the deadline. His name will be hot. We'll see. The Raptors look like they're going to come out and deny for right now. But it's going to be one of those interesting ones. We just got to play to the deadline. That 1 year with that last $30 million left on that contract, again, what the Raptors just gave Lowry as a sign of gratitude, really, some thank you money, that might be the biggest piece to Lowry not being traded at the deadline. Only time will tell. Y'all already know yours truly will have it first if he does get traded or even if he doesn't. March 25th trade deadline, right around the corner. You know your boy, Mr.Taliaferro's got you covered. With that being said, let me know if Kyle Lowry will get traded in the comment box below before March 25th. I'm out.
Catch full new episodes of FERRO's music-based platform every day only on YouTube at It's Mr. Taliaferro. You can also find clips, updates, giveaways, and more on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, also at It's Mr. Taliaferro. For all basketball fans, make sure you tune in to FERRO's daily highlights, reports, and commentary on YouTube at FERRO, and even more updates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at FERRO as well.